Good afternoon, everyone. It's E here with 25K Trading. So I just want to jump right into it. So I think on Friday, we had the pop upwards. I was like, oh, that's be a good short. Well, if you want to short the intraday, granted you don't want to take the risk. Well, obviously that short failed to the upside, right? We got a 5%, 6% gap to the upside, uh, which is actually very, very big considering of what you think of what happened today. Nothing happened really. We had that press conference on Sunday about the hydrochloroquine and also more stimulus talk, but nothing really happened over the weekend other than that New York City and Italy was facing less deaths and more discharges from the hospital. But how does that help us? I don't think it really helps us at all because I think the market is grasping at anything that's really bullish and latching onto it because, as you can see, with the declining volume, which has been weak all day, um, this market is ranging in the 10% range. That's pretty much it. This market is ranging in the 10% range, and there's really nothing else to say about it. By the way, guys, you guys can hop on my Discord. Let me just message my guys here. I got that fixed over the weekend. But essentially, I had my two, right? My two pop over here, but I have to readjust my two over here. And if this two gets violated here, if we make a new high or higher than this C point over here, which you can see, I believe my pattern is dead because this two cannot make a new high. That doesn't make sense for me. So in my opinion, if we go higher today, and especially if we hit 195 over this, I mean 190, 470, another 60 cents here up on QQQ, I consider my pattern dead, and we're gonna have to shelve it and move on to the next trade, and that's simply it. It didn't work out, but unfortunately, we had to keep moving forward. I closed my shorts right at open. I never usually do that, but within the first hour, I saw that gap up to this trend line, this yellow trend line, which is a month old, right? And this is a clear breakout, 6% pop on a big breakout, right? So that indeed is a breakout. And I think if we go farther than here, I think that SPY will easily hit its 270 target, easily. Uh, last week I thought that we were past that point because, with analogy, you knock on the door once, no one answers, twice, three times, kind of like a sales tactic, right? You knock on the store, you call the person multiple times, eventually they pick up. Well, last Friday, I totally thought we called this motherfucker 20 times to pick up, and we were about to crash right below this low and essentially gap downwards. I don't, not like a gap upwards, but it completely blew him. This completely took me by surprise. Like I considered a gap up was very plausible. I consider even filling this gap today very plausible intraday, but I did not expect this gap to be pretty much jumped over at the start of trading, and then for us to gain another 3% to the upside. So that to me is extremely confusing on where the price is going to go for next because theoretically, not yet. We haven't made a higher high. We have not made a higher high. So I don't know where this is going. I have, once again, I have high suspicion this can only go higher up. Um, I don't see a bear case right now. I honestly, they can throw as much as recession or whatever it wants. As soon as this violates my pattern, I don't care how much it goes up. As soon as it goes above 194.70, my whole thought process is going to change. I'm going to tell you guys that because we have Janet Yellen come out today and she said, um, the former Fed chair, she said, the Fed can buy equities, Congress should let them, but probably maybe not right now. Very good statement. Essentially says, hey, once again, reaffirming what happened last Monday, that the Fed can come in and buy SPY. That leads me to the question, why are we pushing this upwards if the SPY can buy a low, if the Fed wants to buy lows? Why don't we just let this kind of go down, right? We don't need to artificially squeeze this with news. We just let this go down, the Fed can buy. But obviously, the stock market doesn't trade day to day, trades more, it trades, almost 24/7, all 365, working days of the year, whatever working days of the year, right? So I had this like 6 month prediction, right? We're all saying Q3. I guarantee you the Q3 reporting is going to be horrendous, right? The Q3 reporting is going to be horrible. But between here and 6 months till there, where is the price could be, right? Can we see similar to 2016 where the price rips back to where it left off, kind of goes sideways, dips again, makes another W and comes back upwards. See, that's what I was hoping that these swings would subside. These 5% up, 5% down swings, right? I just want to note again, we're not at a new high. We're simply at the opening of like last Wednesday or something like that. Really not that much farther along, right? But I'm not lie, like if their job was to psychologically swing me out to think the economy is going to go straight back up and fill the gaps to the upside, and we'll be back where we left off in June or July when the stay at home orders fade off. I don't believe that's true, and I'll tell you why. I don't believe that's true because of essentially the jobs, right? It's very hard, in my opinion, to get a job compared to, let's say, I mean, obviously getting fired from a job. It's very hard to get a job. So, if unemployment goes up to 20, 30%, I think Janet Yellen said 30% or something like that. If we do get up to 30%, right, we're just going to provide stimulus bills every day. Like, what's going to go on here every week? Provide stimulus bills, right? Because we're only at like, what, 5.5% unemployment, which is nothing. It's really nothing at all. So, to close today, I want to see whether or not this goes higher. I mean, obviously, there's a high chance of this going higher, but there's also a chance that this comes down a fairly quite bit. I think if it comes down, it might hit the 192. If it goes back up, I know it can hit 196, 197, right? So, we're just here in the last hour. Do you guys have any comments, issues, thoughts to put in? I'm open to everything. Open to some discussion because I wanna be able to talk this out with you guys because I'm reading a lot of stuff on news. I'm isolated. Um, Maybe I'm thinking I'm getting a little too biased there, but I just don't know. The recession sounds pretty bad. Uh, I have to put, you have to put September in perspective. That's when the Fed first had its emergency repo, right? September. But right now, QQQ is trading at its October 2019 price, right? So we're actually trading higher than the last Fed repo. And the Fed repo essentially signals possible doom ahead. The question is, again, with this coronavirus, with the unemployment, how do we control, um, eh, all these there's so many factors and different things that go into this. How do we control it all? And that's where I'm not really sure, how we're gonna control it, to be honest with you guys. Um, like you can plug money in one way, but you're just gonna have to plug it somewhere else. For example, if you're gonna plug in extra $600 per week, when is it gonna end? Right, the bill says 3 months. We're probably gonna have another extension on that. Um, this is gonna be a continuing thing forever. Unemployment is a thing that has existed before, but it's this government kind of support. The $1,200 going to continue into the future. Right? Are we going to get addicted to that? Right? That you can tell Wall Street got addicted to the lower interest rates, right? They pretty much dared the Fed to raise, right? And the stocks went up anyways. You know, the Fed raised, stocks went up anyways. So it looks like we possibly might have a new high for the day. 194.30. So again, this looks like it wants to run, but I don't know. The volume here is so weak. It's literally the volume here is anemic. It's just going up on. I'm not too sure what's going up on, to be honest. But we do have that yearly trend breakout. But the volume seems so faint. I just don't know. Oh wow, a bunch of comments has popped up. I think my computer was lagging. Complacent, even just buybacks. Yeah, I do agree with the buybacks. Right, the buybacks are going to end for larger of these companies, right? For Boeing and some of these other companies, it's probably going to end, right? I mean, if they're going to, Nancy Pelosi is not going to pass another bill where buybacks and dividends are going to be included, saying that if you're going to get bailed out, you know, the government's probably going to own part of your company. Yeah, DGK, I totally agree with that statement. We're going to be addicted because look, they raise the rates, we still go up. That's the thing, right? We've seen that in 2017, 2018, 2019. They raised the rates, and well, obviously last year they cut rates because of that repo. Remember that repo thing from last year? Well, they cut rates, I think, starting last year and mid last year. I don't remember exactly when, but you know, the stock market was still going up in 2017. If I was Wall Street, I'll be like, if we sell and the Fed buys, why don't we just sell more and more? Right? Because money's fake. All money's fake, except for gold. So it's blowing up here. It's going to come to new high, 194.70. I'm out. Like it's my pattern is broken. I'm trashing this idea, right? So we have around 53 minutes left. Still a lot of time left for this to keep going up. But I essentially shorted in the day too as well. Shorted. I thought this would come back down, at least touch the trend line. But the bull was too great, and the FOMO was too great on the low volume. You know, there can't be a reversal in low volume. There simply can't. It's just not enough participants. And also, I brought this up to someone I've been talking to on Twitter too as well. Bill Ackman. I don't know. If you guys have nothing to do right now, I highly suggest you guys to go to Bill Ackman's Twitter and look at his feed. He was pretty much very bullish on Sunday night, extremely bullish, like six Twitter posts in bullish. And as soon as I read that, I was like, "Oh fuck, the market is going up," because he would not be tweeting that unless his position was to push the bull. As you guys would know, he pushed the bear like 3 weeks ago, right? And he got exactly what he wanted, that low point. But I'm trying to get something lower than that. The question is the V bottom going to happen? If you look on the hourly or daily point and figure chart, the X and O chart, you'll see that we've actually come back to a bullish spree too as well. I looked at the X and O's, uh, and this looks very bullish to me. If I showed someone the stock market, and said, you know, does this look bullish to you or is this bearish? They'd probably say this is bullish. It's the price is going up. We're at lows, going back up. The only thing is, I just don't know. For some reason, this thing is nagging me saying I've got to create a double bottom. It's only because of the thought of a recession, right? Now, if we didn't have all that recession talking about, if the Fed wasn't lowering interest rates before going into this coronavirus, I would say yes, that a V-shaped bottom could be correct because we essentially bottomed out with the China trade deal, right? Essentially, it was like a 1 year double bottom. But I don't even think that makes sense because it's a double bottom at the top. I don't think that would make sense. But anyways, um, yeah, I'm just looking for the W. If you look at 2016, you see plenty of W's. I would go back in time, but I'm actually really watching the price here. It's 194.53 right now here on QQQ. I think I'm having like bad streaming issues here right now because I can't see any messages or anything. But we'll make it work. Yeah, my short this morning, I killed it. I killed it as soon as market opened. I'm very unhappy. I'm more unhappy that my theory is being just fucking wrecked right now. This double bottom theory. Because I really do not want to play my other theory out, which is this goes back to the top in July, in June, and then literally falls down and continues like a 4-year bear market in the recession. And it actually will be a horrible recession because, like people bought into this, right? I'm sure like most people didn't sell, people just averaged down, right? Long-term investors are just averaging down or buying new equities they haven't held before. I'm sorry, guys, about the internet. Obviously, probably everyone around this area is using internet. Everyone in the world, well, everyone in this area is using internet. So if the internet's a little slow, I had to turn down the latency because I couldn't stream. Usually, I have really good internet speeds, but I think it's just because everything is streaming. Everyone is streaming. It's killing the bandwidth, even though that it's pretty much unlimited, right? But I feel like it's still doing something with the bandwidth. But honestly, like, I do not want that to be the scenario. I do not want us to go all the way back up, only just to fall down 6 months later on earnings reports in Q3. That sounds like a very dumb plan, an even worse plan than just it doesn't make sense because like the Fed is out there to protect the citizen, right? If the Fed, if the some mar- if the stock market goes up like this, people are only going to chase, right? Forget about the short side. Let's concentrate on the side that matters the most. Um, it's the long side, right? It's the side where Wall Street wants everyone to win. It's a long side. Everyone wins when the stock market goes up, right? Obviously, you only win for like 4 or 5 years. Then you got to rebalance your positions, take profits, et cetera, et cetera. But the stock market is meant to go up, right? And if the stock market goes all the way up to the top, the Fed would have tried everything except to buy equities. What are they going to do at the top? Buy equities at the top and foot the bill for hedge funds? That's what I don't understand, right? We keep on talking about the Fed is going to buy equities. The Fed is going to buy equities, right? Equities are not that low. Low compared to the top, yes. Low compared to last year, no, right? But they keep on saying this over and over again. The Fed has the ability to diversify its assets and add equities. So why would they be saying this right now when obviously they clearly do not need to buy equities? Equities are not the last 2 weeks. Equities have been going up. It's been trending upwards, right? We made higher highs, right? Lower lows. Well, obviously right now it's not a higher high. Right now it's a lower high, but we made lower lows. That's for sure. So unless they're just foreshadowing, it's like, hey guys, if the market ever collapses in the future, we'll buy, right? Are they saying this? Hey guys, if the market collapses, we'll buy. Hey guys, if the market collapses, we'll buy. Right? Why do they need to say this? Sorry guys, I'm getting an incredible amount of lag. I actually have really good internet here, and I do not know why um my stream is consistently lagging with you guys. I even put on low latency and turned down the resolution, but for reasons I do not know. Okay, so we have another 45 minutes here. Um, Marginal new highs and then capitulate. I mean, that could be the thing, but the thing is, we're at new highs. Like, what do we do from there? We keep on holding, right? All the money's being generated, it's being fed to us. Is that going to go? It's like that's the crazy part. Like, we just got over unemployment by saying, "Hey, people get back to work." Like, that's explanation. Hey, we're paying the stimulus money; they'll get back to work soon. That to me is a stupid reason. right? It took us how many years? It took us how many years to, oh, thanks. Thanks for that. Um, um, it took us how many years to, this, he said this was like one of the lowest unemployment rates in history, right? One of the lowest unemployment rates in history. So it took us X decades to get to 3.5%. Decades. How do we get from whatever the fuck it's going to be in the future, 30%, 20%, 15%, I don't care, down to 3.5%? That's much. I don't care about the coronavirus. We have vaccines. I don't care about all this stuff, right? We had to do this now, otherwise coronavirus probably wipe out our healthcare, right? So we had to do this now, and then we're going to figure out what to do with the impending recession. There's a reason why the recession is impending, because I mean, the recession's already here. Trump would not be talking about constructing new highways for 10 minutes if he did not, if he wasn't informed a recession is pending, right? Can you guys agree with me on that? Right? If I were to take a look at unemployment, which I am doing right now, right? How long did it get us from, what the unemployment was, it in the 80s, the 90s, or back down to 3.5, right? I remember 5.5, around 5 was around a consistent number around the last, 10 or so years, and then with Trump, we squashed down to 3.5. How the right? Think about it. Like I'm like literally trapped in my mind right now, thinking about this over and over and over again. I see the prices wanting to go up 5%. Like, I can understand 1 or 2, 3% pops, but like, where's the optimism on that? Where's is the sentiment, right? We're still trading at October 2019 levels, 6 months ago. You cannot tell me the market is as good as it was 6 months ago. 6 months ago, fucking people were licking ice cream tubs in the grocery store for fun, right? Influencers was a thing. Like I made an influencer app. Like I co-founded this app, right? Womp, my app Womp. It was based on influencing. It was literally an app based on people telling other people to do things, and you get money based on it, right? It's influencing, right? Instagram, right? Right? That should have been peak, but apparently we're not peaking yet. Or maybe, hey, maybe I'm just going fucking nuts. That's also that's also something here. The reason why I can't comprehend what everyone on TV telling me, or whatever the news articles tell me, it's because I'm literally mentally incapable because I've been spending so much time in quarantine. That's literally option two, right? The VIX is still, yeah, the VIX today was around 40, I think 40 something. It was still very elevated, right? It hasn't sharply gone down. I'm still looking for the day, it's happened already, where the market has gone up and the VIX goes up. I am still looking for the day where the market goes up and the VIX goes up. So far, I think that's happened on one trading day, and that was quite a while ago. Oh, look at this. It's coming back down just a little bit. Yeah, see, DMD, we all learn our lessons from the past, right? This is reason why I'm simply not buying. but I'm simply not like going like, oh my god, this it's coming down, right? I hate to be a bear. I hate to be a bear. It hurts me to be a bear. It literally hurts me emotionally and physically to be a bear because it's a lot of work, right? All right, guys, we're back. We're back. We're back. We're back. And actually, anytime if you guys want, you guys are more than welcome to jump on my Discord. I got this sound and everything to work. Um, so hopefully I'm back now. By the way, Cucumber, thank you for that donation. I appreciate it. I shall pay that forward onto my next, I don't know, next essential care worker that comes here. I shall tip them. Yeah, right now I'm running on UCLA's internet, which is very good, 99% of the time. But it's just because of I'm guessing the amount of people home streaming so much stuff from their home. But anyways, let's go back to our point, right? So if we buy early, we have the potential of getting crushed, right? If we buy too late, we miss out, right? So given these factors, I'm like literally computing in my head. Coronavirus, not so bad. We got that shit under control. Recession, very bad. Very, very bad. Horrible, right? We do not want to be in a recession. Coronavirus, we can swallow up and spit out. But recession essentially is no matter how much money you throw at this, it's not going to solve it, right? With coronavirus, at least you can go like, we got a lot of ventilators. Ventilators save lives. Money, it costs money to make ventilators. Yeah, I get it. But though, okay. And then here's another aspect of this whole fucking thing, right? We're quarantined. We're stay at home. When are we gonna leave our homes? Right? Vaccine won't be for 12 to 18 months. Right? Let's just say a million Americans are infected by the end of this. What do we do? We just stay home and just live off government stimulus forever? Right? The stock market was only going up because the unemployment rate was low. That's why the jobs report, the payroll report, is one of the most important numbers when it comes to trading. But it just seems like these numbers just don't matter anymore. Nothing matters other than we need to do whatever it takes to prop this price up. Whatever it takes. I mean, it clearly, and this is not like some some kind of hidden thing, like some kind of like unknown thing. It's like, oh my God, did you know, hey, DMD animal, did you know that like the government manipulates the stock market? Right? It's common sense. Everyone should know the government manipulates the stock market. Government sets an interest rate, right? That alone is manipulation of the market. Um, right? So sorry guys, I'm just like ranting a lot today, but I'm just trying to figure out, like, by talking with you guys, how to rationalize if the market were to gap up by the summer. Because again, that does not solve the impending doom of a recession. And actually, and again, I say impending doom. We're already in the recession. Like that's already a thing. The recession's already here, right? And small businesses. I think even with mortgage forgiveness and even small grants, I think small businesses will collapse because look, retail was already doing pretty horrible. We had Amazon, this huge titan. We had online retailers, you know, pretty much right. We had stuff like Blue Apron, IPO, and all these crazy things like Blue Apron don't need a grocery store anymore, right? But blah blah, blah, right? So all these like retail stores, let's just say the small designer store, right? You employ like 4 or 5 people, or even an import export. What the fuck are you gonna do when you're not like what are you gonna do? Yeah, Ackman did really good though last year. Ackman, I think his Chipotle long eventually got him the W. The Chipotle long got him the W. I criticized them a lot. I remember like one of my most favorite tweets on Twitter was like me shitting on Bill Ackman, and I don't know. I thought it was real funny because I did not know why he went to CMG. As an activist investor, I don't know why he went to CMG because I'm not too sure how much activism you can do in CMG Chipotle. So once again, we are closing the highs here. So I don't really believe this could go down much. I mean, like we're already up here, 30 minutes margin calls in 3 minutes. Fun rebalancing soon. But I just want to give you guys a view of my Elliott. It's probably gonna break. This is probably not gonna work. But I want to give you a reason why I'm saying this is the last straw. Two cannot be higher than zero. See this zero right here? It cannot be higher. It validates this down count. It's simply as that, right? So two could have been here, could have been here, cannot be here. If two is like right here and it runs up to the 200 MA or EMA, that cannot happen. This cannot happen. This is invalidation, right? If we do move up to 202 tomorrow, it's buy on every dip because then I think we're gonna have to play the scenario. Let's get back to even, let the funds distribute a little bit, and see where the recession takes us, right? Because the recession has a lot of variables. The coronavirus just has a few, which is just the coronavirus itself as a virus, right? Save people, ventilators, emergency, resuscitation machines. I don't know, like whatever machines you need to get, right? PPE required, social distancing required. Like those are all things we as humans can achieve, and all things money can buy can achieve. But we don't have a vaccine. Sounds good, Robert.
How you doing? You alright
What's
over
up,
there?
man? How are you?
Oh,
Leo?
can't hear you. Yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Can you guys hear Leo on the stream?
Yeah. Lost 7.5% of my account tonight.
For some reason, I can't hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you, just not through my
See?
speakers. I mean, it's coming through my speakers, not my headphones. It's weird. But anyways, I
Okay.
do hear you.
Yeah.
Yo, so what do you think? Do you think this is gonna keep going up? What do
Man,
you think?
I think it might go long a bit for a bit
I think this is a long.
for a couple of days, couple of days, yeah.
194.71. My
At
my
least
shit just
couple
got
of days.
validated right now. Right? My whole case is
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
So this count is over.
Around, yeah.
This count is over.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and delete this.
Yeah.
Right? The only thing that can happen now is if the C count is over. Oh shit.
You can delete your waves, man.
It's sad, man. I hate when my ideas fall through, especially because they're trading so well. I had literally everything
Uh,
like
yeah,
beat
it's
down.
annoying. I know it's annoying, man.
It's fucking. I fucking
I know
hate
it's
it.
annoying.
Right? Like this is the only possible
Just
way if my thing wants to become true, and I really doubt this will happen. I really doubt it. I honestly think this is this one trend breakout. I don't know if you're watching the YouTube right now. It's simply the breakout of this trend line, this yellow trend line. That's it. How if it'll come back down and
bro.
retrace? I don't know. I have no idea. This can, I mean, 270 seems like a target for S&P. Right now looking at Nasdaq, but 270 looks like a target for SPY. Given that on all pullbacks, we should be buying from 270 now. This is what my technical fallback knowledge on simple outbreaks is, that it'll retrace and go up higher. And since we made a new high is a new high, right?
I agree. But you know what? Uh, S&P 500 is also has broken the very significant level, so we might see a bit of that. So bullish market for a couple of
That's
days
the
at
thing.
least, I
Like,
think.
if we decide to switch to the long, right? If we decide to switch to the
Yeah,
long, it can come back and kill, right? It can come back and destroy us, right? If I was playing this both sides, long, short, long,
exactly,
short, long,
exactly.
short, at one point I could have just lost every long trade, every short trade. So I'm
Exactly.
very
This is the fucked
hesitant to go
up
long
situation.
at the end of the day, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the most fucked up situation I've ever encountered, man. It's like you absolutely everything is like ridiculous. Doesn't make any sense.
I mean, like, it's just not a good situation, I think. Um,
Well, I think for like for a very with a very low leverage, you can buy up some stocks,
actually, let
like
me double
for
check.
a small portion.
The highest 194.85. Oh, I'm sorry. Yo, guys. I completely I completely fucked that up. The high here is 195.24. Right now we are 194.85. I am sorry about that. We did not have a new high yet.
Yeah, yeah.
194.90 is new high. 195.24 is new high. Interesting. I'm gonna reset my chart actually, because if this turns out to be a fucking bear, a bull trap. Yeah, I think right now 194.93. Yeah, so we're where's that candle? 194. 195.24.
So could you
Okay,
do me a
so we
favor
are
and
seven around 30
uh,
cents on QQQ away from a new high. Leo, so the new high is within 30 cents here. Oh my God. My window blew up. What just happened?
can you tell me your opinion on S&P 500?
I'm sorry?
I just I I
Hold on,
want to I
let
want
me
to know
fix it
your
real quick
opinion
because
about
I
the
can't hear
S&P
you.
500.
Let me go to my audio settings and adjust it real quick. Okay, can you speak real quick?
Yeah. Hello.
Perfect. I hear you perfectly now. Awesome.
I want to know. I just wanted to know your opinion on S&P 500.
S&P
What
500.
is your view about it?
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it's above my support. I mean, I'm sorry, above the resistance. It is the high here to 262 263.43, previous high 34 263.31. So, I mean, S&P 500 did make a new high, so I just don't know, man. Like, I feel like S&P can hit 270 tomorrow. And then from 270 it might do its the next leg down. But I don't know. I simply don't know. Cuz from
This is
263
exactly the
to
situation I
270,
have.
right? That's another what? That's another like 3%, right? I don't understand how
Yeah.
we're gonna have another 3% callus. Yeah, we had a, the weekend, but I don't understand if we're gonna have a 3% callus, right? Everything that's moving bullishly is on the news. Everything that's moving bullishly is on the news, and only on the news.
Yeah. especially coronavirus news.
especially coronavirus news. Yeah. If you guys haven't noticed, it's definitely every single equity moves on news. For example, the Trump pump last week on oil, that was a pure pump by oil just on news, right? Twitter. There hasn't been any substantial, right? All the reports are are opposite of what the price action is doing, right? Report comes out, it's not that bad. Stimulus, right? Boom, 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 right? Stay at home, boom, 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 right? Like that's what I'm saying. Are we at the top of the range right now, or are we about to break out farther, right? On QQQ, I can see it.
Really stupid, man.
Right? Because I was thinking like this.
Stupid.
Go ahead.
If Trump can manipulate, if Trump can manipulate the world oil market by tweeting, that's really fucked up. That's stupid, man. I don't think that should happen in the market.
But see, that does happen in the market. Unfortunately, that does happen.
Yeah.
By the way,
That's
everyone, Leo is here on Discord with me. This is Leo. I think we might be seeing a very, very green day tomorrow too. Just FYI. I think.
Q is on fire, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous to have a 6% day, right? Just I don't really make sense of it. The Dow Jones is up to 6.35%. So I don't know, man. Like honestly, I wouldn't be even surprised if this went down 5% tomorrow. That's how fucked up this market is because it's literally been doing that for 2 weeks straight. The question is, it
You
can
know
only do
what?
that for so
I
long.
don't think it's gonna do that.
It just yeah, it's been doing that
I
too many times. Right? It
Yeah,
goes up, it goes
that's
down, it makes a
correct to
channel,
that.
and eventually has a breakout or breakdown. The fact that it's breaking up is the fucked up part. That's what I'm saying. Like, because we have this, we're worst week ever for people, but apparently best week ever for stocks. Does not, I cannot grasp the concept. Maybe my mind is a little too puny for me to understand, but that to me is just crazy, right? It's a very contrarian way to trade, right? Worst week ever means buy,
Oh, look at the S&P 500. Look at stock. Everything is on fire.
except for oil.
But yeah, the oil where it's another tweet.
Yeah, but also look at the volume. Look at the volume today. There is no volume. It's like open
What is
space.
this thing is rising on?
I think it's FOMO, dude. I honestly think this is a pure FOMO impulsive wave. I think everyone's stuck at home when they see the stock market open up three and they say and then you see the government saying, "Oh, cases are going down," right? You're like, "Oh, it's over. Buy, 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 buy." That's honestly, I think, the biggest case of FOMO on it. I just don't understand why a 6% move. You guys know, right? I understand why it goes up. I don't understand why a 6% move. Literally no stim, nothing.
Couple
Literally
of
nothing happened. Nothing happened over the weekend, unless other than that on one day there was less than expected cases and deaths for New York. But that's not even essentially it's really a bullish case because people are so locked at home. I'd rather see lives being saved, but doesn't solve the issue of the virus still being around. So I'm not gonna lie right now. I'm very I need to stay calm right now because 24. Like my theory is still valid for theoretically for QQQ. Knock on wood. Like we still haven't reached a new high on QQQ. Maybe on SPY, but the Qs I think are the leader. You know why? Because the Qs are technology. It's technology, right? So if you have everyone staying at home, obviously the most beneficial sector is going to be technology. But technology is not making a new high. SPY is.
sense, yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm curious what they do here if they just buy more at the end of the day. Because if they buy more at the end of the day and pop this up another 1%, I'm gonna throw my hands up and say, fuck it, I'm just gonna buy QQQ, write it out. Write it out to the top. Just not do anything. No need to sweat. But I don't think that the recession is real, guys. Like it's there. The recession is real. Like you in your house, in your office right now, it's the real sign of the recession. That is not fake.
But the problem is the recession might be here, but if well, let's say QQQ jumps another 2-3% and then dumps 10%, this is going to be fucked up because retail traders, all of them are going to flip their positions on bullish side. You know,
Yeah, and they're gonna ramp it right to the back to the top. Right? If this thing comes back up a little bit more, it's just gonna be FOMO every day. Like this buy and open every day.
uh, everyone is going to flip their positions. This is the problem. We're going to have again the situation where, like, the pop with no reason.
I'm also basing my analysis a lot that we're still in a bear market. So if this was bullish, I would be buying every dip, right? Because I the trend is your friend. Trend is your friend. But I hate when the bear trend is your friend because it's very unpredictable, right? I don't like you can hold a short position. Oh, I'm sorry, you can hold a long position for a long time. And I honestly, even if you're like 20, 30% down, if you're in that position and it's a good stock, like Apple, you can hold it, right? But if you're 20 or 30, but you can't do that the same on the short side. The short position is a very fast in and out kind of position. It's a very speculative position, right? So,
Long position will come to you, like, will eventually come to you that price you want, but the short side, it may not ever come to you.
that is true. Yeah.
Hardest part.
So, I mean, like, really, really nothing here to say other than this is going up. And for the guys that bought on the dip, congratulations, you guys. That was a great trade. I wish I bought on the trade, but that's not the situation I'm in. Situation I'm in is that my theory that we're going to go lower based on a not new high is going to get completely invalidated in the last 15 minutes of trading here. Invalidated right there, right? So this thing is going to 270. SPY is going to 270. And I actually have a different count. I actually have a different count for this exact scenario, but SPY is going to 70, unfortunately, for the Bears. But we'll try again next time when it goes up. I think right now the intraday trade is just going to be whatever direction it's going, and then you go right. If it jumps up real high, you essentially just buy the dip. If it's starting to go down at the morning sell off, like the morning open, right? You just do the opposite. I think that's the easiest trade right now. Just do the opposite at the opening, right? It's selling off today. It's sold off at the opening. Just buy it. The trend is up overnight, right? If you have another one that's if it's going down overnight and then it gets popped upwards or at the opening minute, right? It's short it down. That's probably the easiest way. I don't think carrying anything overnight is going to be very valuable here, um, especially if you're leveraged. Like not recommended at all ever. But uh, I
What
just
is
don't.
your leverage?
I just don't know. Don't know if we should be buying with this too. That's the thing I'm having a lot of concern about is if I start to make, like, just say I have a 100K buy on QQQ. 100K, like every 1% move is fucking $1,000, right? 200K, right? 300K, 400K, 500K. Now let's say I have $1 million buy. Theoretically, let me say it. Let's say I had to buy $1 million worth of QQQ, right? A 1% move is gonna fuck me up. So I gotta deposit this in little bit by little bit.
Can
Oh
you
shit!
hear me?
Boris Johnson moved to intensive care. So Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister of the UK, was admitted to the hospital yesterday, and that morning he was at okay. But obviously, if you've been following the news, you'll see that people have really good stint and then they fall really bad. And Boris Johnson is currently inside of the ICU, in somewhere. Okay. Anyways, back to the chart because this is where the money is at. I don't really care about Boris Johnson, but I hope he gets better. Um, I'm trying to think what to do. Should I buy? Should I just buy into this long? Like I don't know.
And with
Like, do
some
I buy
buy.
the dip here? Like, I mean, it clearly has broken out. The yellow line is clearly broken, and the daily candle will clearly print it as a breakout. Those are facts. No retracement. You look at the hourly bar, one red bar. Pure FOMO. It is. I feel like I'm
It
gambling at this
has
point. Like, I
um,
feel like there's no direction. I feel like there's no direction. I'm just completely scared again. I fucking go back into QQQ. I'm long here. I'm saying like, hey, we stabilized, right? We broke out this range. I buy in confirmation, right? I confirmed the bottom, and then only for this to just blow up. Have 10% down, 10% down, 5% down, whatever. Like 1 month later, like I want to make sure the bottom is in before I do that, and maybe I can start buying. Maybe all of us can start buying a little bit by little bit, and seeing maybe it is coming down a little bit, but I really don't really expect much out of this drop, right? I'm
that's what
trying
I'm
to.
doing. I've bought for a little bit.
What do you say? You pushed it a little bit.
Yeah, I bought a bit.
You bought a bit. Okay, on this dip.
Uh, but yeah, for $2,000, some couple of stocks, or
Okay,
like small pinching positions.
gotcha. Yeah, I would just maybe ease yourself in. I mean, I wish I had the idea to buy when we hit that Monday, the first day when I came back streaming. I wish I had the time to buy, but I wish I did. Wish I did isn't the same as I bought. Right. But I still feel really comfortable, right? If I were to buy right now, I'm still not buying at highs. I'm still getting a 20% discount theoretically off the highs. So buying here is very valuable, but I don't think I wouldn't want to buy even at a 20% discount given the parameters of what's happening in the world right now. Oh yeah, I also want to say China becoming a global superpower because of this virus. Oh, there it is. Huge pop,
Shit.
right?
Holy
Only way.
fuck.
So you just bought, right? So that was a good buy.
I was on money, bro. Right right on a G spot.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's fucking done. It's not gonna rise any more up more than that because what I've seen on this closing action is pretty much the same thing. The closing action every single time this thing fucking dies. It literally is just one huge big cover and the thing dies. After every big green bar, this dies next day. So especially on this up ramp, you'll see here on my wave four and my wave right here, it pops up and then just dies the next day. This is definitely the FOMO, right? This is the mutual fund buys. These buys at the end are the mutual fund buys. This 196.33 right now, these are mutual funds buying big. So this confirms the FOMO. People buying this. No discrimination, just buying this. Low volume, everyone's watching, maybe the funds have their positions in.
check this out. People are getting used to for you getting back, man. Still,
Hey, what's up, MB?
hear me.
Interesting. This close is very interesting, right? Look at these. I mean, look at the last few times it's done this. Maybe this time it's different because we have a clear breakout. Maybe it's different. Just again, be very, very careful if you're shorting this, right? My purpose of this video stream is to show you, show everyone we need to be buying, right? This is the next 10 days is a buy spree for us. If it was going the other direction, this just makes my buys more expensive, which I don't want to do. I want it cheaper. That's exactly right, Revolt. FOMO. I think it's FOMO. The thing is, FOMO can be FOMO is a very big thing in trading, and honestly, sometimes you can't stop the FOMO. Look at Tesla. You can't stop the FOMO, dude.
What can trigger the sentiment?
Right? Once the FOMO starts, it cannot end. So I think this could absolutely go up higher. Let's look. Let's go back to SPY. See if SPY hit 270. Not yet. Probably tomorrow. Oops.
For tomorrow.
270 SPY. But the thing is, 266 is pretty close to 270. 270 is that 50% retracement, right? So all these funds are gutting maybe for that 50% retracement. 277 is pretty damn close to 265. Just like on QQQ. Let me go back to QQQ. 180, I think, was retracement, and we stopped around 181. So let's just get this. Let's just get this guy. Oh my God! Look at the squeeze.
Oh shit. That is ridiculous.
Ridiculous, right? Buy on close. Who has the balls to do that, guys?
Uh,
Do you guys have the balls to do that? Buy on close?
you know what? It's not FOMO anymore, bro. The big money, I think. Talking too much.
We got 5 minutes left, boys.
Hey, am I talking too much?
No, no, no. You're perfect, man. You're perfect. I'm just concentrating right now watching.
I'm so excited right now because look at the fucking hell, man. Have bought on spot, man.
Nice buy on that dip, bro. Nice buy. Nice buy.
Bro, I've yelled my baby my baby's waking up.
197. It's still going.
Still going. It's still going. I hope it's not going to crash tomorrow. Getting too
I
excited.
mean, that's what everyone's hoping doesn't crash tomorrow, right? But you can. I mean, you're more than. It's just I don't know. I don't like these big green things. These big green things pretty much say come out and short me, right? We've seen this over and
Yeah,
over again,
yeah,
over and over again.
yeah.
The green pops get
You
shorted
know,
really hard.
sometimes it gives you a big like pressure signal. Sometimes it doesn't. Like it's like they're really dangerous. They're like bombs. Like
All right, guys, go home. Everyone, go home. Market's recovered. America's back. We're number one. Coronavirus defeated with money. We defeated the coronavirus with a lot of money, with $2 trillion, guys.
Yeah,
Everyone, pack
plenty
it
of
up.
money.
Pack it up. 3 minutes to market close.
To leave it overnight.
You gonna leave it
I
overnight?
guess it's worth to take a chance. That's it. Just don't know, man. I just don't know. Ugh.
Hmm.
What? Everything which,
That green bar is
everything
so
what
bright,
was
man.
holding this, everything what was holding it like bearish or like every wall is broken, smashed.
I guarantee you
Is
a
it?
lot of people got stopped out. I think that wasn't just one big buy, that was one big fuck you to bears. Guaranteed that was one big fuck you to bears. And I've noticed on every Monday the market's very bullish. Almost every Monday since the 3 Mondays ago, we've been very bullish. But this is a lot of volume on the close, guys. This is a lot of volume. You notice if you can kind of see my chart, I know it's very faint. These last two bars of each day, right? This is a lot of volume here. So we're having a lot of volume at this price level. Honestly, I might just trade the last fucking 1 hour of each day. Like I'm not even gonna bother waiting 1 hour. I might try to do a little experiment where I just trade the last um from the close of lunch, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. Because I don't think I've traded just those hours. I usually trade the 1 hour post opening. That's my favorite hour. 16 seconds, so just a little bit of dip from the highs. All right, we're in the post market, guys. The market's closed. Like we have guys. Pretty much all the indexes are up 7% today, and it was not a fun day to be a bear, especially. I'm not long, right? My reason for not going long is because I want to go long at a different time. But I'm getting more scared and more scared to hold on to that short. And this morning, after I see the 3% pop from the news conference on Sunday, I closed out, I shorted again, got completely wrecked. And I sat on my hands, watched things go up. I wish I longed, did not, because again, I'm still under the thought process that this market will be entering a recession, it will be bear, but there is the high chance this literally gaps up to where we left off before that happens because data lags really. It takes a long time. The next employment report for payrolls will be not until the first Friday of next month, right? We got to wait another month for that. Unemployment claims don't matter. Um, deaths are going down, but we still have this issue of when can we come outside. These are still a lot of issues that cannot be explained. Um, I just don't know what would cause a 7% pop. Honestly, like there's a lot of justifications of why the market would pop 7%. One of them would be the federal government. The federal government intervenes and pops this sucker up 7%, right? Or that Trump signs a bill, actually signs in something like providing American jobs and such. but literally nothing was done really over the weekend other than, to my knowledge, the biggest bull support was that hydrochloroquine works, number of deaths decrease, number of cases decrease. And this is the same with Italy as well. And also that China is online again. China online could be playing a big role into this as well. But I don't think right now it's much of a discussion. Uh, I just don't know why this is higher than where we were before we called that state of emergency. So this 194 top was the bounce, right? If something happens, right? 194 was the bounce for the conference play. The daily volume. Is the daily volume huge just because of the last fucking 30 minutes? No, it's pitiful, right? So volume is still pretty low. It's a little higher than it was yesterday, or I'm sorry, on Friday, but it's still pretty low. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and delete this ABC because it's no longer true. My chart is no longer true. So the only reason why it would be true is if this drops. But we have a clear breakout. And I don't think this is coming down until we hit that 205. I think we're gonna hit 205 in Nasdaq. I don't think anything can bring this down. I think all of that volume literally came in the last 30 minutes. To be honest with you guys, all of today's volume came up. And if you guys have the privilege of having a volume profile, I'll look at the profile of this point right here, 196.57. Um, just to see if it can go down here. But remember, everything that breaks out must retrace at one. This must retrace at one point. This breakout, right? We see the breakout. It's clear. It's supported. It stayed up. It popped up pretty hard. This might go up to here and then decide to retrace and then go like this, right? Very big possibility it could do that. The other possibility is that it literally just goes straight back up and we gap all the way to 220. We just fill the gaps. Boom, 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 fill the gaps, right? And there's also possibility is that we ramp to 220 and then we just literally implode from there, right? And here's the other scenario which I'm going is that we go up all the way, even possibly make a new high before we just implode, right? Because again, these are lagging indicators, or at least the reports are. So that being said, Leo, um, yeah. So once you sell 401k, you can't buy till 30 days later. So maybe the people selling out now are chasing, which is horrible. You don't fucking do that, right? So let's say I sold on, say we would buy on the 20th. So that means the people that bought on the biggest down day were able to buy today. So if Bryce, you're 100% correct. If this last day, this March 20th, you have 30 days where funds are being settled in the 401ks where you can't buy things, especially if you're buying mutual funds. I don't know if it's just, I'm sure if you have equities, it's a little different, but I think for mutual funds, 100%, a 1 month wait. So anyone that sold on this big capitulation day, definitely, definitely could have bought in today. And I think a lot of people that have sold in the previous are now buying. The question is, how much farther can this go up? Well, if you look at Nasdaq, we're back in November. Like it's not that like we're really not that much down. We're honestly not that much down. Like if we say we're down from 235, this whole excess from 2020 to this was a huge squeeze. If you guys don't know, this part from November to December was a huge squeeze, right? I think people expected the market to collapse after those first initial interest rates, and this thing just killed them, right? That's why you don't fuck with the Fed because the Fed will probably likely squeeze you and always keep on doing that. But this is totally irregular. This downwards action, totally irregular, obviously caused by the coronavirus. So, anyways,
Do you agree with my buy positions?
your positions.
Do you agree with my long positions?
It was good. Um, okay, now I'm actually looking at this. Here's another concern. Okay, so
Oh,
this pattern I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you holding long overnight?
yeah, yeah, I am.
I don't want to convince you to close or, but because you took a loss today, I would recommend you to close that because that was a really good makeup for that loss, in my opinion. Just to be safe and sorry.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't. I just want to be that devil's advocate. Although I said you could, this might be going up tomorrow, it might not too. But the thing that's
yeah,
certain
of
is the
course.
money that you made on that trade.
Yeah, that's correct. But I just want to know your just opinion, your fair opinion.
Okay, so check this out.
Like,
Check this out.
would you call? Would you
So
would you hold it?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? The classic Elliott wave. This is what I have as the Elliott rate. This theoretically could be a bull trap. We've seen it happen many times. It won't show up on a weekly once if it does if it's a bull trap. But right now, the odds of it being a bull trap are low, but it very well can be. Why? It's because of my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Four wave can never. Four wave. Oh my god! Get this trend line out of the way. Four wave.
Voice is
See, this is my four wave. Four
breaking.
wave cannot be higher than the end of the one wave. So four cannot be
Yeah,
higher than one, right? So if this four was up here, this is not a real Elliott count. Here, not a real Elliott count. Here, not a real Elliott count. Here, valid. Here, valid. Here, valid, right? The low of the end of one is 198.17, and the high of the end of four, now this is a new, is 197.65. So you notice how there is even a 10-point difference here where it can go up. I'm sorry, low is 198.17. Yeah, the high of here is only 197.65. So we were around 50 cents off the low of the one.
yeah. Oh,
Well, so that being said, I don't want to give
see,
any
let's
false
let's
hopes. Again, this can go down, but this I just want to say, Leo, this market is still moving 5% each day, five plus each day on days. So
yeah,
I don't think the coast is clear. It doesn't feel like the coast is clear to me in terms of living here in the U.S. in Los Angeles. Like people are still not allowed to go out, or stay at home order is still until June. That doesn't change, right? A lot of things don't change. The only thing I know for is that the price went up big today, went up 7% today. That's the only thing I know.
yeah. Which is weird.
On a nothing news day on a Monday. I mean, like that. I mean, again, they're really pushing this Boris Johnson on news right now, and I really don't think it has any effect on the stock market. But I don't know. I just got to do a little more looking into what to do because now I'm scrambling to buy my longs. I don't want to be scrambling to buy my longs because look, I exited my longs. I'll tell you guys right now where I exited my longs on this candle. That's where I sold everything. On that doji, I sold everything, and I don't want to be buying more what I paid for. That's all I gotta say. I do not want to buy more expensive than what I paid for. I am absolutely not. The Delta coming out on the 8th. I think a
Uh,
lot. There's other more
do we
companies coming on
have
Tuesday. I'm sorry.
we have another hectic day for tomorrow, don't we?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Next Tuesday is also J.P. Morgan Chase. Bryce. Bice. So look out for that. But anyways, I am done for the day today. Thank you, Cucumber, for that $1.40. I'll make sure it gets passed forward. But I will. I know. I'll continue to come back at 3 p.m. each day. I'll try to hop on a little earlier tomorrow, but it's this market's been so crazy. I just like time to myself for the first 6 hours of trading, pretty much. But I'll try to be on earlier tomorrow. I will be on earlier tomorrow, hopefully at market open. and I want more of you guys to jump on the Discord with me. I like Leo. I want more of everyone to be talking in here because I don't want to. I want discussion. I want discussion because I think if we all have our own ideas and I don't want this just to be my idea. I want this to be your idea. It's all of ours' idea. We're all trying to make money here. No one's trying to tank the market, blow the market up. We're just trying to find good positions to go long. But anyways, I'll catch you next time. I'll see you guys all later.
Tomorrow,
See you later.
tomorrow, bro. See you tomorrow.